So, normally I use Swiss meringue buttercream. It's delicious, it's easy to make.
It's nutritious?
Not really. But this is a wedding cake and I want the best mouthfeel I possibly can get. So today, we're making Italian buttercream. Italian meringue buttercream is made with a boiling sugar syrup poured into a whipping egg white mixture. So we're gonna start with the sugar syrup on the stove back here. Just regular granulated sugar. We're gonna add our water here. And we're gonna watch it.
This makes for great content.
A watched pot never boils. I'm trying to prove a point. So this reaches about 250 degrees. We'll start to pour it into the egg whites. So I'll go ahead and put the egg whites in the bowl. Egg whites, now we wait.
Dude, it's boiling.
All right, our sugar is boiling. Now I'm gonna turn my egg whites up to about medium speed. It's hot. Just giving it a little whirl. It's gotta reach 250. Let me see. No, I'm kidding. Ah, it's 250!
It's like pillows. Sugar pillows.
It's gonna raise up really high. Look how beautiful. Looks like cotton candy. All right, we are nice and cool to the touch. Oh, that's beautiful, I'm gonna taste it. So good. The recipe calls for 5 sticks of butter. I'm gonna put it on like medium speed and add the butter little bits at a time.
Like a caterpillar, it's making the transition into buttercream.
I'll turn it back off. I'm gonna add my powdered sugar. What happens with the powdered sugar is it distributes color evenly when you're dyeing buttercream. Ready? Grand reveal. There's nothing better than Italian meringue buttercream. Now we're gonna fill our cake. So the bottom tier of this wedding cake is 12 inches. And then on top of this will be 8, 6, and 4. It's a pancake. It's like a click. It's a, oh my God, I can totally fill this with buttercream and roll it up.
We should cut holes in it and a mouth hole and put it on as a mask.
Mississippi. That's so stupid.
Oh,
That's okay, we're gonna trim it. We're gonna trim it anyways. Come on in, everybody's gonna be fine.
that was quick.
We are nice and set. So now I'm gonna trim all of the caramelization off the sides, make it nice and tight and even.
Have you ever had any bridezilla experiences?
Dude, I had a groomzilla. So I made the wedding cake and the groom's cake. Both cakes came out great. I delivered everything, they saw it, they're like, everything looks great, blah, blah. And I'm cleaning everything up and the phone rings. So answer the phone and it's him. And he is—
He's like, hey, bruh.
Dude, at his wedding, livid because the cake was the wrong flavor. Apparently, she decided on that. He didn't want that. I didn't have any kind of time for it, so I said, dude, I'll just give you your money back. And he goes, okay, I'm on my way. Shows up in his tuxedo, and I give him his money back in cash, and he goes back to his wedding. That's when you pick and choose your battles. I'm like, nope, you can have your money back. That's the only one I had. I've never had any real bad stories, but I bet you guys have stories about bridezillas and I want to hear them all, so put them down below. This is gonna be good. That's gonna be good reading material right there. All right, I'm gonna put this back in the freezer to firm up, and then we'll do a final coat. Oh my God, it's even heavier.
Hurry, it's
my workout for today. Now, we're gonna give it the final buttercream coating. So this wedding cake is gonna be in a traditional style, all white with piping, but I have to put a little bit of my flavor on it. So there's gonna be a skull, and then I'm gonna pipe some flowers, but I'm gonna do it in a non-traditional way. So I found these candies called Raffaello. How do you say that right now?
Yeah, Raffaello.
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 Something a Ninja Turtle? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're all white and they're coated in coconut. I thought they would be really cool centers for flowers. See, this is the kind of stuff that happens to my brain at the grocery store. See? They're actually really good. Have you had one of these before?
Can't say that I have.
So I have a piping bag here with a rose nail tip. I want this to be squared off on a bottom, so I'm gonna take my Slayer here. So now it will sit flat. So I have a bag with just white icing here and a rose nail. I like to pipe flowers onto pieces of parchment paper so I can put them onto a sheet pan, freeze them, and then when I'm ready to put them on the cake, I can handle them very easily. So I'm gonna put a little icing here like this. We'll add our piece of parchment. I have Butterfingers this morning, and we're gonna stick our Raffaellos. So now I'm gonna pipe just like I would a rose. So the way I do this is you go in sort of this rainbow motion. When you start, it's very moderate pressure, and then when you get to the top, you squeeze a little bit harder. This thickens the petal, but then also makes it sort of curl a little bit. I'll show you. So come up, and then I squeeze a little bit harder. Let me get that ruffle, and then stop squeezing and pull down. Awesome. So see, now we have this sort of like Joshua flower. I don't know what you call it.
It's like a Joshua tree.
Raffaello Santamum. Now I gotta make a bunch of these because they're gonna pack around one of the tiers. So I wanna add a three-dimensional element to our flowers that are gonna go around one of the tiers. So I thought I can make like these sort of branches out of white chocolate. So I have a piping bag here and some melted white chocolate. And I want them to kind of look almost like hauntingly beautiful, like kind of like bones. I know that sounds weird, but once you see it all together, it'll look cool. All right, so I'm gonna make a bunch of those. This will kind of just stick in between the flowers and look super rad. I want something for the top of the cake though, that really says JJR made this cake, which would be a skull. So I found this ice mold. I'm gonna use the same chocolate and I'm gonna squeeze into the back here where you would put the water. And then we're gonna just shake it around. Now we'll just fill the rest of it up. So then all this goes into the fridge until it's completely set up, and then we will take it off, put our cake together.
What in the world is going on now?
I got my nails did. This is actually going to be my guide for my piping because I'm gonna do swags, but I wanna mark my cake. So it's actually good to have this square board because this sort of like makes this a little bit symmetrical. So I'm just gonna make little marks. I'm gonna pipe my swags with, this is a number 14 tip. I'm going to start to pipe. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make a circular motion coming out from the cake like this. But as I start to pipe, I'm gonna squeeze harder and harder so it gets bigger, so it makes like this graduation. So we want it to be small, large, small. So I switched my tip to a round tip. This is a number 2. And so this is what I'm gonna use to pipe my string work swags and my little dots. Pull away, and then meet at the other side. Come back after that and I'm going to do some graduated pearl and then just get smaller and smaller as I go up. So here's our design. I'm gonna pipe on all 4 tiers. I'm probably gonna go back and put in some more detail, but right now, this is sort of the base structure. So yeah, this is gonna take a minute.
Oh, great. Perfect.
No. We can let's montage through it.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Do you have any montage requests?
Ooh, can you do like 80s like dream sequence?
Yes.
Now it's time to stack our cakes together. So I'm gonna do this using dowel rods. You can use bubble tea straws as well, but they're not as good for the environment. These can be recycled. So I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna use a Sharpie. Sharpies, the ink inside here is non-toxic. So you can use this, but you can also use an edible marker or pencil because that's graphite, also non-toxic. I'm gonna start by making a guide. So this is gonna go right down the middle of our cake. And I'm gonna sort of spin it to keep it level until I hit the very bottom, like that. And then we're just gonna mark it so all of them are the same size.
So are you telling people they can eat Sharpie?
No, you can't eat Sharpie, but I'm saying it won't hurt you. So what I'll do is, see, I made a little bit of Sharpie mark on the cake, but we'll get rid of that.
Because you can eat Sharpie.
Stop, don't tell people to eat Sharpie. There, gone. So now we have our guidelines, so they're all gonna be cut right at the bottom of here. So for the next tier up, it's gonna be held with 6 dowels. So we got 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. We'll line all those babies up like this.
You get the idea. We're drawing on a stick, all right?
We'll take our little PVC cutters here, squeeze, I'll hold both, boom. Done. Okay, so the next tier on top of here is an 8. So I have an 8-inch board here. I'm going to center. Very gently, we're going to set this on top of here. The good thing is the cakes are super cold, so we can kind of move them around. Hey, that kind of lined up perfect. But before I take this out, I'm gonna make sure I'm lined up.
Hey dude, you left your spatula thing in it.
That looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna stack the next 2 tiers the exact same way. What I normally do, I always try to put a dowel. It doesn't necessarily have to go all the way through.
Or like a spine.
Yeah, like a spine. That actually works. So we're gonna do the same idea is we're gonna spin it so it stays as level as possible. Right through, and then when we get here, I'm gonna take another piece and just sort of jam it down in here. Just give us some extra stability. So see, now I can sort of bang the cake around. She's not going anywhere. I'm gonna grab all my decorations and let's make this baby awesome. Got all my decorations, flowers. I might add some of these little pearls. We'll see. I have them here just in case. Some piping bags. I have my branches and my skull. You wanna see it? Ready? Ready? Scary. So let's decorate. Okay, so I got a little crazy with the decorations, per usual. Somehow it reminds me of an old Alexander McQueen fashion show. Guys, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow us on Instagram. And I want you guys to tell me down below, what is your fantasy wedding cake? Maybe it's not this, but I do read all those comments, and I'm gonna make it one day on the show. So until next time, see you later.
Yeah.